63-57, and with a make, it could be a 6-point game.
But, if I'm Tazewell, I don't understand, Willis only has one foul. Why did he sit so long?
Maybe you're getting ready for the big run here.
Yeah,
5 to go,
maybe.
4:42, and Nunley to the line. The free throw up and in, and like I said, 6-point game, 63-57. Who saw this one? This thing felt like it was out of hand there for a little bit, but it goes to show, just keep clawing. They kept driving it to the rim. Usually you notice those three-pointers for a comeback, but you can do it the same way if you get it inside and get to the line.
But if you're Coach Rassing right now, do you call off the press? Tazewell's had success breaking it.
4:20 to go here in the fourth period. 6-point lead, Cats, as Johnson has it now.
They're going to try to play keep away, which is smart.
Ball nearly got away from Clifton. They get it to Strong now up at the top. And they need to reset. Things got a little wacky there. Tazewell coming out to guard out near half court. Now Inman's just going to hold it. Of course, we don't have a shot clock. Now Wynn in the corner. You got to watch out down here, though. You can go out of bounds. They end up calling a foul, though, on Jordan. And Wynn will go to the line for a 1-and-1. That's about the only, there's about three things that could happen there. You really, in defense, basketball's a lot different from football. That sideline's not your friend in basketball as much when you're on offense. Or on defense, too. It helps you out a lot, but you don't get it back if you go out of bounds. That's the difference. Wynn makes a front end, makes it back to a 7-point lead. Let's see if he can make this one and bring it back to 8. 3:52 to go in the fourth. Up and in. He makes them both. Those felt like they were pretty big free throws after Tazewell made a few points in a row.
Coach Razzin calls a timeout. Does he call the press off now? Tazewell's they've had success breaking it, and they've had some easy looks at the other end. Do you finally just call it off? Or do you stay with it and just – but it's just Tazewell – I felt like they've had success all night breaking it. It's not like it hasn't really been in our favor tonight.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know if we might have maybe four turnovers out of it. It's really hurting us more because then you got to get back. Yeah. Once they cross half court, it's races on, and they've got so much length down there. Jameer Blevins, of course, being the main one. Like I say, I'm not lying much when I say he takes 3 steps from the three-point line. He can be there at the rim because he's lanky, but he's really come on. He scored 13 now, and we didn't know if he was ever going to get going, but he did.
And it's just like the Willis kid.
And they're pressing.
The Willis kid, if he breaks the press, there's nobody back here. He can just go right to the basket.
And they're pressing right now, the Bearcats are. So far, though, Tazewell hadn't got it in. They get it into Willis. Willis going to try to push. He's driving against 4 defenders. He loses it on the way up. Turnover.
Just lost the ball.
Stolen by Inman, and now the Cats can push. And a foul. That's probably a good foul. As Nunley trips him up. I don't know if it was really on purpose, sort of inadvertent, I believe, as Alex wasn't really looking that way, sort of backed into him. And a foul will send Alex Inman to the line. See how Alex looks on these 2 free throws. That's 9 fouls on Tazewell to the 5 of the Cats. You're right. Both these Tazewell teams, especially the boys, their record 3-12, 0-6 in the district, but they don't play like that. They play, hard as they can.
And then, like I said, the last time we was at Tazewell, there was a lot of chippiness, a lot of bitterness. It was kind of a heated exchange between some players and things like that. So I knew Tazewell would come tonight ready to beat both teams, beat boys and the girls.
Inman missed the second one. Now try to get it down here. Tazewell will on the block. Back out to the top. Willis, corner 3 from the left side, and he sunk it. Timeout. And it was a 10-point lead. Now it's back to 7.
They just won't go away. But again,
usually you say that and you're like saying it just to
right.
It's just. But we're not lying. Every time the Cats get 2 or 3 points, they come right back down and either get more or match. And
every time you feel like, okay, all right, it's over now, game's over, but they just come back and somehow they get a big shot. But again, he's left wide open. Again, do you just get away from the press? Like the press is kind of hurting us. Like you said, once you get past half court, we're not getting back defensively and we're leaving somebody wide open.
And even if you're not even past half court, they're getting it 5 or 6 feet and then just throwing it over the top of the defense. So, and they're gonna still do it.
And you gotta give Tazewell credit. They're hitting the shots.
Yeah, you're trying to speed them up at that point, and the Cats going to try to inbound it here against pressure as Johnson will be the inbounder running the baseline. He gets it to Strong. Strong trying to push down past the timeline, driving against 3, nearly a turnover. But Wynn comes away with it. Now they'll dribble it back out and give it to Inman at the top.
Which is smart. Bring it back out. Don't try to shoot it.
3 minutes, 10 seconds on the clock. Cats lead by 7. Jake Johnson with it now, guarded by Jordan. Inman with it, trying to come out and double team him, but he dribbles through it.
Bring it back out. That's smart on their part.
Sort of cycling through with the ball. Cycling through now. Inman going in left hand, hits off the back and bounces out. Rebounded by Thompson, and here comes Tazewell. They get a jumper wide open on the left side. A high rebound, and it comes down to Thompson. He lost it and out of bounds off of Tazewell. Will stay with the Cats.
But in that situation, Tazewell, I understand you have an open jumper right there. You don't set up an offense first. Everybody wasn't back yet. Set up an offense.
All right, we're at 2:41 to go here in the fourth period, and Willis isn't even on the floor. What do you think of that? I mean,
only thing is he hurt?
He's got 16.
I don't understand it myself. That's why he's not in foul trouble. He only has one foul,
and you only got 2 minutes to go. You're down by 7, and we've got a charge on Inman. And I think Thompson sort of saw that coming.
Right, yeah.
Because earlier in the game, Inman's throwing the elbow.
And I was going to say that earlier. I felt like we was getting away with like some push-offs and stuff. And hey, that's a smart move on a smart player.
They gain a possession out of it. 2:32 to go, and Tazewell only down by 7. Willis gets to check in after the foul, and so does Jameer Blevins.
I mean, he has one foul. I don't really understand, but
Blevins has 9, Nunley has 11, and we got a turnover on Tazewell down in front of their bench. Just lost it. It'll go to the Cats.
Coach Rasnick calls a full timeout.
So timeout called by Coach Rasnick. Again, brought to you by State Line Motors on Euclid Avenue in Bristol.
But it's interesting, and that's why I said, when teams like this, when they hang around and puts pressure on you, and Coach Rasnick, he's called 2 timeouts in the last few minutes, and, we have the lead. You kind of think Tazewell wants to be the team to call timeouts. So I think he's just settling the guys down, telling them, let's not do anything silly here. Don't turn the ball over. Make sure we're where we need to be. Don't do anything silly here.
67-60. Cats with the lead. The boys varsity game here from the Den here in Bristol. 9 fouls on Tazewell in the second half, 6 for the Bearcats. The big story, Tyler Strong, 29 points in this one. It looked like he was going to end up with close to 40. The way they weren't even guarding him. I mean, there was nobody within 5 feet of him there. He made 3 straight threes in a matter of 40 seconds.
I mean, if you put somebody, you play defense on him, what would the lead be right now? I mean, you just gave him some easy points.
You gave him 9 points worth right there. And look at the score right now on the clock, on the board. 7-point lead for the Cats. 2:22 to go in the game. Inman gets it off the sideline inbounds as the Cats will try to push it. Good pass to Johnston, and now they can run the clock a little. Double team. Johnson gets it back out. Clifton had it and threw it right away.
Now here you don't Jordan. Set something up. You don't have to.
Jordan with a 3 ball, and they foul him on the 3, and he'll go to the line. It's only a 7-point lead. They can cut it to 4.
And
that was a double whammy there.
I mean, Tazewell bails us out there,
pass.
but there's a bad pass on our part. But then you come down, that's a forced shot. I know time's not on your side here, but set something up, try to get an open look.
Then we bailed their bail out. As now Jordan will go to the line. Makes a first.
Which I think he's been.
3 of them.
I think he's been 100% tonight, actually, from the free throw line.
I gave up on my stat run here. I tried. Luckily, we got the stats, on the scoreboard here. Second free throw, misses off to the left.
I guess I jinxed him.
Yeah, there you go. 67-61. This is the third attempt there after they fouled him trying to shoot the 3. Got a chance to cut it to 5 here, and that one in. You could tell he just went right at it that time. 2:07 to go. Johnson trying to bring it up the floor against Jordan. Crosses the timeline here, and they'll get it out to Strong. Strong driving, right hand, got it for 2. 69-62 with 1:53 to go. That's too easy there.
Yeah.
Now lay in Nunley. The right hand miss. Tie up down on this end. It'll go to the Cats. That felt like a big possession there that just went back to the Cats. But Tyler Strong taking it aggressive. Got 31 now. You got to sort of pick and choose, too, whenever you're going to take your points.
And if you're Tazewell there, you don't
Loose ball on the floor. Johnston with the tie up, and they'll give a timeout to Coach Radden. I don't even know. I believe it was a tie. I'm not sure Jake had the ball, but, hey.
Smart on his.
It was about maybe 2 or 3 seconds away from being a jump ball, and Coach Rasnick got the timeout called.
And if it was, it's going to go back to Tazewell. They're just hanging around. They won't go away. I mean, you get that ball and you get a score right there. I mean, it's 69-64.
Yeah, I think what we're seeing now is, those couple possessions early in the game coming back to hurt them where they took some early shots for Tazewell. But then also they need a 3 or 2 to fall. You're not going to be able to come – I mean, you can come back just with 2s only, but once you get into a foul, free throw shooting contest with them, you're going to have to make some 3s in case they make it on this end.
But again, you notice right now 2 of your best players on the bench.
Strong dribbling, driving, and hard fouls. He goes down to the floor. Just some contact there. Just sort of slipped as he went down. See who they end up getting on that one. I believe it's going to be Jordan. Or 20, Trey Thompson, and he's out of the game. That's 5 for him.
And he's played well for Tazewell tonight. He has 9
points. A couple of 3s, yeah. So he'll sit for the rest of the game. He's fouled out. Now Willis comes back in along with Jameer Blevins.
But I just wonder, 2 of your best players are sitting on the bench, and you need all your guns out there right now. And I don't, maybe they take Willis out to get some smaller guards that could play, some tighter defense. But offensively, you need him out there. He's your leading scorer.
Strong makes a front end here. It's 2 though, as it was 10 fouls. Second free throw hits off the front and missed. Tipped out off of Clifton. It was going to go off the hands of Willis.
Yeah.
Got the ball back, but Clifton a little over-aggressive there and didn't notice.
They finally called the press off.
And it's 8 points as Tazewell rolled the ball in without the clock running. That's pretty smart there. They'll get it up to half court without even starting the clock. And like you said, called off the press, but they didn't close out on the 3 from Blevins, and they get the long rebound Tazewell does after the miss. Now Willis left corner missed right off the front, and they get their own board. But look at the time going off the clock right now. 1:16 on it, and a turnover. Johnston comes away with it in transition. Tries to put it up, and he goes down hard on his right side, but he looks like he's all right. Got ran into by Willis. That's a tough play there as he'll go to the line. Foul. That's 1 against 2 there, and Johnston decided he was going to lay it all out, try to get to the line and try to finish this thing. What'd they call that? They must have called that a
flagrant.
Flagrant.
Yeah.
Johnson shooting down here alone, so the Cats will.
And to be honest with you, I don't know if I agree with that call. I think
both guys running down the floor.
And I think foul was on 5, I believe. And did Willis get a little body in on Jake? He did, but I don't know if I call that. I think Jake did hit the ground hard, and I think that's why they call that, but. I don't know. And
now the Cats will get the possession after the flagrant. So Johnson makes them both. Now the Cats up by 10, 72-62.
But again, you got to be smart there. If you're Willis, you can't do anything like that.
It's now 3 straight games that the Cats have crossed the 70-point barrier as they get it down on the block, but they lose it. Tie up down there as Clifton has it. And it'll go to Tazewell. Now they'll put Willis back in. I believe it is something defensively because Blevins comes out too.
Yeah. But, I do believe, Willis can D up, some of our post players. I don't really understand. Now, if you have a bunch of guards getting steals and things, I understand that. But it's not like Tazewell has a bunch of guards getting steals.
1:02 on the clock as they rolled it in. Johnson nearly came away with a steal, a wide open look in the corner for Jordan. He missed, tipped back out. Blevins nearly had it, and Strong in transition trying to finish on this end. A little bit of contact there on the elbow, but he made the layup anyway, 74-62, as the Cats try to close this one out. Long pass down the court, and you got to go for 3s at this point, but they get it inside, get the layup, cut it back to a 10-point game with 38 seconds to go. That was a foul now on, looked like Blevins that time. Nunley made the points. He's got 13. Willis has 17 on the night for Tazewell. 74-64, and this was a game that, like we said, they were in it the whole time, really.
But, you just kind of wonder how many points Willis will have if he didn't. I mean, he set a long time, in that third quarter. How you just kind of wonder how many points he would have had. And I just kind of wonder why did he sit so long in that third quarter.
Especially, and in the fourth, too, for that matter. If you're going to pick one, I think you got to let him go at some point, but trying to push it down the floor, 75-64 as they missed the second free throw. That 3 is short. That was from Blevins. Went out of bounds off the rebound as Willis stepped out of bounds trying to save it.
Well, I think they're pointing it to stay down there.
Must have gotten last touch by the Cats. 75-64 as Tazewell will have a baseline inbounds.
25 seconds.
They get it back out. Now Nunley trying to drive against a double team. He pitches it underneath.